What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to share with you today something new. I bet, like myself, many of you guys would love to create your own disc golf course. However, you don't have the time, the space, or the opportunities to do that. So I was thinking about that one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to my local course, Johnson Road Park, and I'm just going to create some safari holes. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and it gives me new holes to play. And so I did that, and I had a blast. Now, while I was doing that, I ran into one of my buds, Cam Spann. He's part of Fellowship of the Disc, and he also is the guy who created our logo. Thank you, Cam. And I told him what I was doing. He's like, dude, we were just talking about that. That's awesome. So I reached out to Cam a few days later, and I said, I'm going to go to Hinton and do it. And he's like, I want to do it. So I created the holes, and Cam is in charge of the U-Disc for Sycamore Disc Golf Course at Hinton Park. So he has put it into U-Disc, and we created a beta test. And so Cam, myself, Stephen Rocket, Luke, and Mark played. We did dubs versus trips, and that's what you're about to see. So we're excited to share that with you. A few things I want to recommend if you decide to play this. First and foremost is safety. Be aware of your surroundings, because the last thing you want to do is throw a disc and hit someone. You guys know how busy Hinton can be. And so I'd also suggest, if you're considering playing this layout, perhaps early in the morning would be a good time to do it, or even a different time of the year. That brings me to my second point. A different time of the year might be good because the rough currently at Hinton is pretty high, which is standard, right? But it's like knee high or a little higher. So I would say, as you guys are aware, that I think in the fall and sometimes early spring, they mow it, and you can still distinguish between the rough and the fairway. So that'd be a great time to play this layout. But if you do plan on playing this layout, regardless, I would suggest that you have a few buds with you, okay? Because you need spotters. You need someone like Mark Lane who can find a disc in like 4.5 seconds. Or you need video footage. And I can't tell you how many times we have saved and secured disc because we were filming it and we knew the general area or the specific area to find a disc. So I would suggest that. This is really fun. It's challenging. So definitely check out part one, then part two. I'll have some concluding thoughts in part two that maybe will help this safari layout get a little better. Hole one is a par 4, and the tee pad begins with the short tee pad of hole 2, and the basket is hole 3's basket. Now this plays as a giant peninsula with hazard wherever the rough is. So the safe play would be to go towards hole 2 basket, which is about 230, then play an upshot towards basket 3. Now we will say that the distance from there to basket 3 is somewhere in the 375 to 400 range. If you want to cut off some distance, then you can try to land closer to a little past the tee pad of hole 3, or go even further. Some of the bigger arms can definitely make it there. The problem is, with the rough being as high as it is, it's difficult to see the landing zones. But we're pretty sure that Luke wouldn't have been able to make it if he got a few more shots and maybe threw with a Nuke OS. Now, hazard. If you land in the hazard, you play your lie there, and then you just add a stroke with your next shot. Another way you could do it is, instead of using it as a hazard, it could be OB, and you go to hole 3's tee pad as a drop zone. This is a really fun hole, but again, highly recommend that you have people out in the rough watching your disc, or having cameras so that you can locate it, because if the rough is high, this is difficult to locate your disc.
Safe! That looks good. Oh. That's still wimpy. Just go right back out of bounds.
So, drop. All right, nice bird.
Just inside.
Inside.
Just inside. Of course.
Nice putt on that.
Bowie.
Okay, this brings us to hole 2, which is a par 5, and it's a very difficult par 5. What you're going to do is go from the tee pad of hole 4 all the way to the basket of hole 6. Not exactly sure on the distance, but it could be close to 1,000 or so. What you're going to want to do is avoid the hazard, which is the rough on hole 4. If you get off the fairway, hole 4, it's a hazard play, so you take a stroke on your next shot. But what you really want to do is get past the basket of hole 4 and try to land near the tee pad of hole 5, which then gives you a difficult standstill up shot to try to get near the basket or close to the basket of hole 5, punch through the wall of trees there into the fairway of hole 6. Now, what we have decided is that from the short tee pad up to the basket of hole 6 is basically a peninsula. If you get on the rough to the left or right where the high grass is, then that's automatically a hazard. So this is a very difficult hole, and you'll see how we play it. One last thing to add. You could totally make this instead a par 4. You could go from hole 4 to hole 5, which would be a lot of fun, or from hole 5 to hole 6. But we wanted to throw in another par 5.
That's a better line.
Keep pushing.
Dang it. It's not going to go through. I mean, it'll. So, like, what? That's the line.
Yeah, that's the line right there.
It's going to be. Black ace. Oh, yeah.
You got
all
good. Hey, real quick. Hey, they're playing through.
Oh.
Hey, Cam.
Yep. Oh, baby.
Cool. Good shot.
Totally didn't footfall that either.
Yeah. How far was I? Right there?
Yeah. You know. Brutal. There's no clear pathway.
Except that one.
Whoa!
Which I didn't get.
Did it go? He's out. I think he rolled out.
I think I rolled out.
Same tree. At least it made it out.
Is it out? Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, left.
No, that's good. If it doesn't skip like crazy.
Stop. It might.
Ooh.
Nope.
You didn't do yourself.
I know. I was like.
What?
God.
Okay, hole 3 is a pretty straightforward par 5. It's the combination of hole 7 and hole 8. One thing to note is that you have hazard on both sides of the fairway where the rough is located on hole 7. So what you want to do is either land in the fairway or go past the hole and get in the area that would basically be around the tee pad of 8. We're going to say, like, if you had an imaginary line, so to speak, kind of extending the fairway from 7 to 8, that would be fine. But if you land in 7's fairway, everything is fair game past 8's tee pad. So there is no hazard. And then you just play the hole as you would typically play hole 8, just as a par 5 now.
All right, watch it.
So
Watch it.
Hazard?
That's hazard.
It widens up there.
Just get inbound.
It's gonna do the same thing mine did. To ace it. Oh.
Okay, safe, right? I think it's right.
Stable up. Kick something.
Good kick.
All right.
So, are we considering that where we were at hazard or not?
Yeah. Up
Oh,
there's
yeah.
hazard.
So that's our.
But that was a great shot.
Good.
Great shot. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing really special or no special rules for hole 4, but it's basically a combination of the tee pad of 9 to the basket of 13. So you want to get down through that gap and then get a hyzer upshot or an upshot to give you an opportunity for a birdie.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Hey, it's still got the. Thank you.
That's it,
Great
bud.
shot. That's it. Is it deep? No, that's
That's
great.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Come on, come on. That's a great shot.
I love it, actually.
I was going for the run.
Is it parked?
Still fun.
Yeah. I think it really helps.
Hinton that extra bump.
Yeah.
Get in.
Good luck.
I think.
Get it.
All right, nothing special about hole 5. It's 11 to 6, and it's just 2 long shots. So it's going to be a par 4 since there is no hazard or OB in play.
We have one more. We have a few more. Daddy, we have 2 more.
Oh. That's nice.
Yeah.
Daddy, can I say that?
Yep.
Good shot.
Way short, right?
Yeah. Short. Okay. Beyond the Fringe sounds like a movie or a book. Great.
Ooh.
Itching so bad.
Daddy.
Bowie.